thank you, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Tonight I wanted to share a little bit about health with you. It's a burning passion that I have from past experience. It's mixed a little bit with my background in the medical field and then my own life experience. And my desire is to be able to inspire you, especially those of you that are younger and that have so much more ahead of you, to make better choices now. Because ultimately, this is a journey that is a compounding journey, and the choices that we make on a daily basis will eventually catch up to us, for better or for worse. But prevention isn't quite so inspiring, and my hope is that somehow, amongst it all, you will be able to get that inspiration, that you will be able to see a bigger picture for your future. I know that if we took a bite of a Big Mac and we were to clutch our chest and fall to the ground, we probably wouldn't take another bite of Big Mac in the future. But disease is a slow process. And like I said, it's a compounding process that over years finds its way into our lives. And if death isn't the concern for you, perhaps you should be considering the long-term disabilities and the list of pharmaceuticals and thousands of side effects that go with that type of lifestyle. I grew up in a typical American family, and we ate the standard American diet, also known as the SAD diet. And our busy lives just led us down that road. I was the oldest of four, and my dad worked nights, and we didn't see him a whole lot. I hungered for a relationship with my dad. He was a brilliant man. He was able to have conversation easily with anybody, and I really admired this in him. But my dad had some vices that I learned about as an adult, and one of those vices was smoking. It's funny that all of us could be living with him 24/7 essentially and never know that he had this habit, but he did, and his desire to hide it from us was based on his desire for us not to pick up that same habit. Eventually, this caught up with him, and he ended up having a major heart attack. For most people, when they have their first heart attack, that's their first and only warning sign that anything is wrong. My desire for relationship with my dad went back to when I was even 17 and wrote him a lengthy letter expressing my desire to know him better. He never did respond to that letter. When he had his first heart attack, I did think back on that letter and how much I had missed or could have missed. Because see, my dad lived through his heart attack. Unfortunately, he wasn't willing to make the choices to continue in a healthier lifestyle, and he continued on the path that he did. He went on to have a couple more heart attacks, but he's still living today, thankfully. A year before he had this heart attack, the major one, a girlfriend of mine shared a product with me that was just fruits and vegetables in a capsule. I had enough nutritional background at this point and enough medical background to not believe in this whatsoever. So it was a year of convincing me and us being able to rebuttal over the authenticity of this product. She presented me with a list of research journals, and I eventually was convinced, and I shared this with my dad. He did start taking this, and about 28 days later, he saw his pulmonologist down at National Jewish. His pulmonologist was astounded at the difference in his pulmonary function test. Over 20 years of experience, and he had never seen pulmonary function tests improve in the way that they had with my dad. 2 years later, my dad saw his cardiologist. His cardiologist, too, was astounded at his heart pictures. She said that they looked better 2 years later than they had 2 years earlier, and she actually had to look at the date at the bottom of the picture. The reason I share that aspect with you is to help show you the power of food, because this is not a vitamin, it's literally fruits and vegetables. And unfortunately, there's not the extensive research out on fruits and vegetables that there was on this product. And I like the fact that you can kind of marry one into the other, that you can look at this research and say, if we were to consume this amount of fruits and vegetables, we would be able to reverse a lot of the ongoing diseases that we have. See, my dad never made those changes, and to this day, it has not changed his lifestyle. With his journey, I really began my journey as a foodie. I began to change everything in my family's diet, knowing that our journey could very much end up the same as his journey. 4 of the 5 people that I used to work with at University Hospital also died of heart attacks, and they were around my same age. This fueled a passion for me to share. Something so powerful and so simple that can change the trajectory of our future needed to be told. And that is the reason that I had to stand up here and share this aspect with you guys. I know it all seems so elusive, and I know not everybody is going to have ears to hear this message, and we all have a different road before us. But I hope that as you hear a little glimmer of this story, that you can think about yourself, because if you're not concerned about where you are, think about the people in your life that love you, the people in your life that matter, because the future that you're giving them could be the one that I was almost given with my dad. So the soil that we choose to plant ourselves in, the soil that gives us life, if it's not good soil and it's something that you're aware of, I would just encourage you to consider repotting. That's it.